Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Adibi IP Group Innovators Live Q&A, your daily live cast, bringing you guys valuable intellectual property content every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, trying to deliver as much useful materials as we can to help you guys navigate the business world from an intellectual property context. So we've been doing a series of awesome episodes on game controllers. We looked on Thursday last week at Sony. We got to see some of the cool PlayStation design patents that were out there. Today, we're going to continue along a similar vein, and we're going to look at Nintendo. So we're going to take a look at Nintendo game controllers. But one thing that's interesting about Nintendo is that they file a lot of design patents and trademarks as well. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to break it up by decade. So we're going to look at the Nintendo game controller design patents that were issued in the 90s. So this is going to be a throwback episode. We're going to take a look at the 90s, a very, very interesting decade for a lot of reasons, but we're going to focus on game controllers issued by Nintendo in the 90s. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this from start to finish. We're going to learn some cool things about how you guys can do this type of search, these types of searches and research on your own if you guys are interested in searching similar types of products in different spaces. So hopefully this material will cross-apply to other things you might be interested in doing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to start off by taking you guys to USPTO.gov. Let me just grab the screen here. So USPTO.gov is the first place you want to go. And when you're at USPTO.gov, you're going to want to click on search for patents. And then you're going to want to scroll down. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see my screen nice and clearly. You're going to scroll down till you see search for full text patents. Now you want to do a full text patent search. I'm not as interested in doing a search on published patents today. Let's focus on issued US patents. And we're going to click on advanced search. Now, once you're here, we're going to start off by, first we're going to search by, we're interested in Nintendo. So we're going to do Nintendo. And then we're going to search by title. And we want to have title. We want that to have controller in it. And then we're also going to do APT4, which is type. Now, type 4 is our design patents. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add ISD, which is issue date. So search by issue date. And we're going to submit a range. So the range we're going to do is we're going to do 1990. Sorry. So January 1st, 1990. We're going to do all the way through December 31st of 1999. So we're going to look just at the 90s here. Now, if you guys are unclear and unsure about how to do a search like this, like if you didn't know what ISD was, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is scroll down, and there's a whole legend that explains what each of these fields are. So AN stands for assignee, TTL stands for title, APT stands for application type, and ISD stands for issue date. So again, I'll go down real quick and show you guys, point these out to you in case you're curious. But AN is right here, assignee name. Now, if you didn't know how to do the search by assignee name, if you click on here, it'll actually take you to an explanation and give you examples. ISD, this is a new one that we haven't done on this show yet, but it's nice because it actually lets you search by range. Pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and do the search and see what comes up. Takes a second here doing this query. But again, Nintendo has a lot of patents. All right. Come on, Patent Office. You can do it. Bit of delay here. Sorry. Kind of surprised there's this much delay. Try searching again. Okay, I'm going to try to do a refresh, I guess. Not sure why this search is giving me issues. Let's try this again. Here we go. Okay. So now we're in business. Okay, so now we see there's nine design patents issued to Nintendo in the 90s. So let's take a look at all of them. There's not too many. There's only 9, but it's pretty cool. Some of you guys that were playing games back in the 90s, you'll appreciate this episode. It's pretty cool. This one in particular, this is a very, very, very old school NES joystick controller. I definitely remember using this back in the day. Again, you can see there's buttons. Let's take a look at some of the later ones. This was issued May 15th, 1990. Let's take a look at this one right here. So this one issued in 92, so 2 years later. Ah, okay. Super NES, right? You guys probably recognize this. Top buttons here. Very iconic childhood gaming controller. And there's a lot of variations of it, actually, interestingly, they filed under. But the one that I remember most clearly, and some of you might as well, is the one that has the 2 top buttons up top. So this one right here. Right here. This one right here. So yeah, what's interesting is that this actually discloses multiple embodiments, it looks like. Yeah, 5th embodiment, 6th embodiment, 7th embodiment. So it looks like there's 7 embodiments disclosed in this one application. This is the NES controller, very classic. Let's check out this one. This patent issued also in 1992. I have no idea what this is, guys. If anyone recognizes this, please throw it up in the comments. It's a hands-free controller. Huh. Maybe we can look at full pages and get a better sense for how this thing works. Sometimes design patents are useful. Thanks to Forced Invasion. Sometimes design patents are useful because you use your mouth to play. Huh. Very cool. Sometimes design patents have drawings that actually show how a user would actually use the item, and they usually show the person in dashed lines, so they don't claim the person as a feature of the mark. Highly recommend to do that if you guys have products out there that you're going to protect with design patents. It's always really, really nice to have drawings like that, because when you're reading it, it's really clear and really easy to figure out what the heck the thing is and how it's used. Again, this is classic NES controller. Two buttons, A, B. Let's take a look at this other patent here. This one issued in 94. Okay, so here's larger type joystick controller. This one issued in 1995. Again, this looks like another Super NES. It's a trip to see these controllers here. If someone who played a lot of Nintendo in the 90s. Looks like we got 3 more here. This issued in 1996, end of 96. Oh, that is an interesting controller here. I can't say I ever played with this controller. Pretty neat. Interesting. Looks like it has 3 action buttons in addition to the directional controls. Ah, okay. Now this one is obviously very Virtual Boy controller. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Ah, the power pack falls out. Got it. This, of course, is the N64 controller. Seminal part of childhood here for some of you, I'm sure. And this is the cartridge. You could actually insert cartridges. Like I remember, you could insert the vibration cartridge so that you get feedback, tactile feedback when you were, for example, if you were playing GoldenEye. Rumble Pack. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to Force Invasion. Here it is. N64 game controller, guys. Design patent issued in December of '96. Pretty cool. And then there's one more. And this one looks like issued a little later. Let's see. This one issued in 1998. Let's take a look at this one. Ah, okay. This also does not look familiar to me. But maybe someone in the comments is familiar with this one as well. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So we got to see the old school Super NES, and we also got to see the game controller for the N64. So pretty neat. We're going to continue along this vein. I think it's pretty cool to see game controllers, and especially their Genesis, how they change over time, and how the styles change, the designs change. It's also pretty cool to see how different companies protect their game controllers in different ways. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a look also later this week on trademarks. And we're going to see that Nintendo has a lot of trademarks on their game controllers. Sony does not, interestingly. So pretty interesting. Anyways, this has been episode number 145. Super grateful for you guys watching and looking forward to, oh, cool. We got another. Okay, so here's the Nintendo Phantom. So here's the Virtual Boy controller. I wonder if there's a way for me to actually click on this. Let me see if I can share my screen and show you guys. I'm gonna hit that site. Virtual Boy controller. If I can get there. The Forced Invasion. I'm having issues getting to this site, unfortunately. Let's see if I can just do a search here. I was wrapping up the episode, but here it is. Okay, let me add this to stream here. So we just do image search. So here it is right here. So there's the Virtual Boy. Okay, pretty neat. So here's the N64, of course, that we saw. But then over here, so this is the Virtual Boy. All right, what's something new? Very neat. Very cool. Thanks to Force Invasion. Taught me something new. All right, so did you know that Sony is trying to patent everything? Meaning that a patent to turn anything into a controller. Interesting. Huh. We'll cover it next time. Sounds good, Force Invasion. Very cool. This is episode number 145. If you guys have questions specific about intellectual property that you guys want covered on this show, please email Victoria at victoria@adibip.com. Love to get your guys' feedback, trying to create relevant, useful content that'll help you guys in your businesses. And also, we have a community number, so feel free to text 415-943-5193, 415-943-5193. We'd love to have you in my text community. If you text this number, you'll get direct access to me. You can send me your questions, show ideas. We'll get your questions answered. Thanks so much for watching. Grateful for your time, and looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on episode number 146. Thanks.